Hi, welcome to the Epic Living blog. My name is Eric Pennington. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about HR. Now, don't tune me out, don't go to sleep, but hear me out. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about first impressions, strategic thinking, and strategic action. Here's the story. A good friend of mine this past week was approached by an HR department recruiter for a key position inside of the organization, director level. So I say that to say it was a pretty big hire. It's a pretty large span of authority and responsibility, if you will. But the first impression doomed the engagement from the start. How did that happen? Well, it was very clear to my friend when the conversation began that the person that was interacting with him was way over their head. Not real familiar, not real understanding that they were talking to a professional. Someone who, quite frankly, has accomplished a lot in their field, which you would expect for this type of hire. So the first impression really didn't go the way that my friend would have wanted. And you know what? I have a feeling that this HR recruiter probably felt that too. And it's really kind of sad in many ways because I think there are a number of people in HR who desire to make great impressions, to be a key source for recruitment of talent and the acquisition accordingly, but are hamstrung by old world approaches and, quite frankly, more concerned about policy and procedure than actually finding the right fit. So my heart goes out to those folks, and maybe we'll see change as we go through this next phase of where we're at in corporate America, corporate Europe, corporate India, what have you. So there's the first impression. Now, why is that? Well, I think it connects to the strategic thinking. I don't think that there are a number of people who are in the HR world are given enough development and learning around strategic thinking. Because I believe strategic thinking opens up their minds, opens up their hearts, helps them to understand about recruitment, engagement, and all of those things. Any type of interaction with another human being is an art. It's more of an art than it is a science. And without that type of mindset, I think there are a lot of positions that may go filled, but really are filled with the wrong people. And quite frankly, I think there's a number of people who are missed because the strategic thinking went out the window or never was there to begin with. So from that, strategic action follows. If you have the thinking part down, your actions will follow. And let me give you a great example. Let's say in that engagement with my friend, that my friend was not interested in becoming an employee. Maybe he was interested in more of a consulting situation. Because quite frankly, for the area that he's in, more times than not, that's what it turns out to be. Meaning the position doesn't stick around for 5, 10, 15 years. It's one of those things where this person comes in, does their thing, and then, quite frankly, the position is either eliminated or it's morphed into some other area. So, having said that, he's thinking more in terms of, let's be creative about it. But unfortunately, there was no creativity allowed there. It was shut down immediately, the idea of it, and in turn, basically the engagement was lost. Now I'll ask you a question. What if you had an all-star right in front of you that could move your organization to that better place, but it couldn't be an employer-employee relationship? My gut tells me that that CEO probably would want to hire that all-star as a consultant rather than an employee. So you see, they connect. The action comes when the person has the thinking. So in action, maybe the right response would be, wow, we've not considered a consultant, but let's have a conversation about it. Because you know, you may find out that that candidate that you shut down immediately is someone that, well, maybe we could do something that's a little more flexible. Maybe it's 6 months of full employment and 6 months of consulting. I'm not telling you that that's the answer by any stretch. I'm just speaking to creativity. I'm speaking of being able to think on your feet. I'm thinking of making an impression to the candidate that you're an organization that's not stuck in a book of policy and procedure. So there you have it. First impression, strategic thinking, strategic action. We're going to talk more about this in the coming weeks, as it relates to other areas. But I appreciate the fact you tuned in today, and we'll see you again soon.